Hey guys, today I'll be doing a review on Slappy, the Trick or Treat Studios Slappy. Now, you might have seen a lot of people do unboxing videos. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do something a little bit different. You see, I took Still Slappy apart. So we're going to put them back together right now. First, let's start with the head. Here's the head. You can see the head stick. Oops. You can see the head stick. You can see how it works. Okay. This lever controls the mouth. So when I pull down on the lever, no, Slappy doesn't really talk like that, but let's have a little fun. The eyes do glow in the dark. I'm sure other YouTubers have talked about that. The next part of Slappy that we have is his torso. Now, what I do like about this is it's very much like the ventriloquist dummy of old, where it is, excuse me, there we go. It is a wooden or composite wood torso. This is, there's a foam shoulder pad here. The neck piece is plastic, and to put the head inside, it's not going to fit properly. You'll have to press down on the, press down on the lever and angle it inside to fit, so that when you're working Slappy from inside, you can do that. The next part of him that we're going to work on is the body. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to pull out the head stick to make it a little bit easier to work with. So the body, what's interesting is this is how the body is designed. It looks a lot like the very basic ventriloquist dummies you can get, where it's a stuffed body. The difference is this entire front piece is open in the back, so you kind of wear it over the torso almost like a costume. A couple of things I want to mention. He has very, very long wrists, as far as I'm concerned. Most ventriloquist dolls that I've seen, the wrists or the hands that you can buy, are not this long. So it does tend to poke out from his suit jacket. And yes, that is basically how he does look in the book cover, but it's, I don't know, I feel like his clothes are a little bit too small. Now, what's interesting is the shoes. He doesn't have stuffed feet. He has hard plastic feet zip tied to a torso. Zip tied to his legs. So it's designed to look like the old school vintage Goldberger or other brands of ventriloquist dolls. This is the right shoe. It does say Scholastic. It says TM and copyright Scholastic. It is not a shoe that you can remove. To fix that or to change his shoes, like a lot of people are saying, well, it's not really book accurate to have black shoes. We want him to have brown shoes. You will either have to find large brown shoes that will fit over these plastic feet. You will have to repaint the shoes brown. Or you can remove the zip tie and add stuffed feet. You can find, doll feet or something, sew it on or attach it, and then give him regular shoes, regular baby shoes. So let's work on putting this back together. Excuse the noise. So I'm going to lay this down. We're going to put the torso in here, and let's see if we can get this to go on again. I know I took it out. Let's see if we can make it go on again. Whoa. So it is a little bit of a fit. It's designed to be fitting like this. It's meant for that. So you can see well, you can't really see it if I hold it up properly. So I'm going to try to angle this correctly. So these are his legs. So once it's correct, his legs should fit right about here in front of the body. that should allow you to get the torso part on. It's a little bit harder to do it, to get it back on, just because of the way it's designed. Wow. Excuse me, let's try that again. Jump scare. Let's try that again. So my hand accidentally knocked into the camera. Let's try this again, where I'm pulling on the material. I want to make sure I don't tear it. I may have to do this off camera later on. What's happening is the neck hole is not lining up properly, even though it should. So what I may have to do is, in fact, I can fix this right now. Let's try taking this part off for the moment, and then doing the torso first. So we take out the slack there. There we go. Okay, so that's pretty good. I don't really have any good software to edit this video with, so that's why a lot of times lately you'll see my videos are very basic and all in one go. So now this fits. Now because of that, we have to flip the torso again upside down and fix the bottom part. Now that's going to be a bit of a stretch, because this is not a stretchy fabric. It's not meant for that. So I will have to work the legs around here. Everything is holding in place. Now there's a reason why this doesn't exactly fit perfectly, because there's going to be pants over this. So I think the idea is that, well, he's going to be wearing pants, so it's okay if it doesn't exactly fit perfectly. And that's fine. That's perfectly fine. I've got ideas on fixing or working on Slappy later on myself. Now we'll put the pants on. You will notice there is Velcro tabs here and then on both sides of the torso. That is because his pants have Velcro on the inside too. There's the front, there's the sides. There's a V shape in the back, so you can fit your hands into his back. So we're gonna slip his pants on. If I can get them on. And we're gonna slip his other pants on. Come on, get in there. Get in there. And they're on. So now that they're on, we will attach them. So I was mainly worried that this would be attached on with Velcro, something like that, but thankfully it's not. It's just, excuse me, I was worried it would be attached with something like stitched on or stapled together, but thankfully it's not. It does fit him pretty well, and you can see that the pants cover up some of the slack left by the torso. Where the torso cover doesn't exactly meet properly. So that's why this piece, this part, doesn't, the white part here doesn't exactly fit perfectly, because the idea is that the pants will cover it up anyway. He has a shirt dicky, and a dicky is basically a shirt front. It's the front piece of a shirt. It's a lot of times, you'll see that in fashion. It is sewn together. It's got like a fake pocket, not pocket, excuse me. It's got a fake shirt front, so it looks like it buttons up in the front. It is not. This was actually sewn. This piece was sewn to this piece here. So I managed to pop those stitches out a little bit. I can just kind of rest it here, and it'll sit quietly. I think the idea is that you're supposed to either tuck it in or just leave it hanging out, and it'll fit. It'll stay on him. So now what we'll do is we'll get his jacket on. What I really like about the jacket, I will fix that in a minute. What I really love about the jacket is the back actually looks tailored. It looks lined. Honestly, the inside of the jacket, at least the back part of it, is lined. The sleeves, of course, they're not lined because they don't have to be. And there's even little shoulder pads. So he's rocking those shoulder pads. early 90s. Why not? So we're gonna dress him again, and you can see how long the wrists are, and I've seen different pictures of him. Honestly, I've seen different book covers. It just depends on what book cover you're looking at. I honestly want to do a couple of things with him and try to make him look a little more book accurate. But for the price point, you don't want to play around with it too much because it's a lot of money. It really is. It's more money than I wanted to spend anyway. So what I'm basically doing is I'm tucking this in. I'm not restitching it just for the sake of it. And then his head stick goes inside. So we will attach it in here. Goes back inside. We'll fit the collar back on his neck. I really don't like how flat this is on his neck, but that's okay. It's fine. So we've dressed him. He's ready to play or perform or stalk you. I don't know. Let me back him up a minute so we can dress him up. There we go. So you can see he looks really nice. I'm going to pick up the camera for a second. You can see he looks really nice. Here it doesn't look as bad because of the way the arms are, but the moment you the moment you pick up his arms, you can really see the length of the wrist. I'm not fond of that at all. But my idea is eventually to buy like a small child suit and rework it so he actually has clothes that fit him. Now, a couple of other things I do want to mention. I do a little bit of ventriloquism myself. Not a great job of it, but one of my projects is I'm working on a ventriloquist doll myself. So I've got him over here. He doesn't have a head yet. He's going to get a head later on. But I basically made this from parts. There's a company called Braylu, and I can try to link it in the description. It's not affiliated with anything by Scholastic. It's just another company that does ventriloquist things. I basically bought the arms, the torso, and the legs separately, and I put them together myself. The torsos that you get here do not have a front piece. I had to add that myself. But what I did want to mention is you can see, let me back up a minute. You can see the size comparison. In fact, let me bring Slappy over here a little bit, and we'll keep you, this way. Okay, stay here. There we go. So you can see they're about the same, roughly the same height, not perfectly, but it's very similar. This is supposed to be like a 28-inch figure, the one I'm working on. The legs are from a smaller doll. The arms are from a doll, meant for longer arms. But it's very similar. It's very close enough. You can see I've got a wooden torso here. I've got space for his head stick and everything. You can see inside I've actually added a wooden box to give him like a hard front for the chest. And you can see here where I've stapled his arms together. So this figure doesn't have like a cloth front piece, a cloth torso type of deal. It's much more like a traditional ventriloquist figure. He doesn't like to be called a dummy. So he's a ventriloquist figure. So later on I might talk about my custom later on. But I just wanted to do a quick comparison with him and Slappy because a lot of people have mentioned that, he's more like a traditional figure. He really is. Slappy is much more like a traditional ventriloquist figure. He looks really good. I might see if I can find clothes that'll fit him. And I think, if I'm remembering correctly, so just as a comparison, this doll is wearing a 12-month clothes. His shirt is 12 months. His polo inside is also 12 months. This inner shirt is actually a 3-month baby onesie that I'm using just to cover up the neck. It's extremely small and extremely tight, but I'm okay with that. The overalls are 12-month overalls. I actually took the crotch seam and I brought it up so it would fit him better. These baby shoes are size 2. Your mileage or your you may want to check. You may want to actually measure your ventriloquist doll's feet to see what fits him. He does have cloth feet. He has stuffed cloth feet. So that's the difference between, say, a custom or a ventriloquist doll you can buy maybe on eBay or something. This figure, which retails for about well over $200, it has these plastic feet. I'm actually not sure if I want to modify anything. I mean, it's just very, very expensive. But it really does look like Slappy. It's wonderful. It's really well made. If you can afford it, or if you can do a payment plan or something, that's great. If you grew up reading the R.L. Stine books, it's really nice. It's a really nice it's a really nice collectible. So that was Slappy, and you can see how he's put together, and you can see whether it's something you really want to get or not. I know a lot of people have done I'm saying inboxing. A lot of people have done unboxing, and it's really cool, but I wanted to do a little bit more. So you can see, one thing I really love about him is the hand. The hand design, I really love how it's very nice, relaxed pose. It looks really good. So that was Slappy, and I'm going to put him away for the moment and make sure he doesn't, walk and stalk when I'm away. Have a good one, everybody, and take it easy.